Hello, ladies and jelly spoons. Welcome to 24K movies, TV shows, and video game reviews. I know it's been a little while. I have not been in the best of health, but we are back, and it's fitting that it would be October 1st, and we can do the 31 days of Halloween correctly. We will have new and old movies, Halloween horrific, for every day of this month leading up to the culmination of Halloween, where of course we will have the creature feature like no other, and maybe even a watch party or two. So stay tuned to the channel. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, over the past few weeks, I was privileged to watch a TV show. A show that changed my viewpoint on television, my viewpoint on streaming, my viewpoint that gave me hope that there still may be some good shows left to watch. What am I talking about? None other than FX and Hulu's Alien Earth. Now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you guys don't know this, but I actually pulled out my NECA figures to celebrate Alien Earth, and now the season has ended. I don't know if you guys can see right there. I have my you see my face hugger right here. Can you guys see him? My face hugger right there. He actually moves. I have a chest burster down here, and I have the granddaddy xenomorph himself. Even his mouth goes in and out. And this is the egg. My face hugger, where'd it go? I just dropped it. Uh-oh. I don't know where it went. Where did it go? Where did it go? Where did it go? Oh my god, there it is. Ugh. Okay, so I guess we're done. Okay. Get off. Well, I guess we're gonna have a chest burster bursting out of us soon. Get back in there. Stay where you need to go. Anyway, if you have not watched Alien Earth and you don't know what we're talking about, you are in for a treat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys a trailer of what the series is about, and then I'm going to come back and unpack it and grade it for you. By the way, that was a cool little face hugger moment. I like that. That was actually pretty cool. We're going to come back and unpack it for you, but first I'm going to take you to the trailer so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Then I'm going to come back and we're going to grade it and unpack it just for you. So stay tuned. Sit back, relax with your favorite bag of snacks, and get ready for these movie tracks. Or TV show tracks. Well, each one is like a self-contained movie. You know what? We'll get into that later. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Alien Earth.
How's our girl?
She's ready.
You're gonna be the first person to transition from a human body to a synthetic.
Because I'm special.
That's right. You're very special.
It's like a zoo, but the animals got out.
This ship collected 5 different life forms from the darkest corners of the universe. Monsters.
Invasive species. Predatory.
We don't lock them down. That will be too late.
Okay. So, ladies and jelly spoons, the good, the bad, and the ugly. First of all, let's start with the good. This series is amazing when it comes to horror, the genre, and the legacy of aliens. I went into this not expecting much, and I went into it expecting it to be horrible, like every TV series that I watch nowadays. I was so happy to be proven wrong. First of all, let's talk about what this does in spades. It has atmosphere for days. It is gorgeous to look at, cinematography wise, setup wise, set design wise. If you hadn't told me this was part of the Alien franchise and I just watched it for what it was, I would immediately know where we are and what's going on. The dated computers looking like this was just happening with Ellen Ripley in the first 1979 Aliens movie, I would believe it. I would 100% believe it. They captured the essence, the feeling. It's amazing because it's past, but it's future tech still at the same time. And what this TV series does in spades is it gives you what you want. And I love it that the episodes are long. They're about an hour each episode. So it's about a self-contained movie per episode. And there are 8 episodes, which it's like 8 hours. But I know production costs probably would have cost a lot more if it was more episodes. But I grew up on the 23 episodes, 28 episodes. I kind of wish that they would stick to that idea, but unfortunately they're not. Now, let's talk about what this show did that's brand new, because when you say what can you possibly do in the Alien franchise that has not been done, well, this show found a way to hit new pay dirt in ways we had never dreamed of. Number one, we're familiar with the facehugger, the chest burster, and the xenomorph, and the queen. So this show introduced more unique creatures. Now, as a point right now, I have some fan theories that I will share with you if you've watched it. If you haven't watched it, spoiler alert in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You've been warned. If you don't want spoilers, sorry, it's over. So, this ship, they give us flashes of it in the beginning, and not enough to see or know what's going on, but verbatim, it was like 1979 Aliens beginning, like the whole crew sitting around eating and talking and coming out of the pods. It felt very dated to that point. And I was just like, is this a retelling of Aliens 1? Is that what this is? But clearly it's not. Sorry, I'm kind of excited, but it just jumps back into the future where we're on Earth, or Earth 2. They haven't quite said which version of Earth this is. I know there's an Earth 1 and an Earth 2. If you watch the Alien franchise, Ron Perlman even talks about the original Earth. Man, that shithole, like, yeah, in Alien 4, Resurrection. But the ship crashes into an Earth. I don't know which version it is, but an Earth. And if you guys don't know, they do a good job of explaining to you that there are no longer governments anymore that run the world. It's factions, corporations. They got together, they ended a lot of problems, and now these corporations run the world. So if you work, you're working for one of the corporations. 2 of the biggest being Weyland-Yutani and I won't spoil the name of the corporation that the boy Genius runs. Now, I didn't really get the whole Peter Pan, Wendy, Lost Boys thing, because they never explain who was Peter Pan. I get the Wendy thing and a Lost Boys thing. She led them, but Wendy wasn't the strongest. Well, I suppose you could say she is. Wendy, Moira, Angelo, Darling. I guess you can say. Okay, we'll let that go. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. So this company has figured out a way how to take the consciousness out of a human and put it into a surrogate droid slash cyborg copy. Brand new technology. Brand new technology. Now, I don't know if it's the actual consciousness being brought over or if it's a form of artificial intelligence that mimics the former host, but how could it know its memories unless they map the brain over? Like there's a lot of technical stuff going on, because right now people are trying to map the brain right now in real life so that your brain can be grafted onto other things. Like your brain has like over a petabyte of knowledge and information, so technically if you can clone the brain to a hard drive, you can install that in anything and the memories and everything will still be there. Question is the soul, and that always goes with AI. Does it have a soul? Is it real life? Is it an imitation of life and just smart technology? And that's where we find our problems. But when the ship crashes, we learn that it was a science vessel and it was studying tons of different creatures from different planets and universes. Now, I will say the face hugger. Let me grab my little face hugger. If you don't know what a face hugger is, that's a face hugger. It's not to scale. And what the face hugger does is it comes out of an egg. The egg, let me see if I can show you. There. The egg sort of looks like this. The face hugger crawls, when it senses a human or a host, it crawls up out of the egg, jumps out of the egg, onto your face, sticks something down your throat. Yeah, I know that it sounds bad. Because it is bad. It sticks something down your throat that impregnates you inside, and then after a while, it bursts out your chest. And this little thing, like it just busts out of your chest. It's not this small, it's pretty big, but it busts out your chest and it slithers around, and then after a while it becomes the granddaddy that we know as a xenomorph. Now xenomorphs, depending on what they were attached to, have different traits. If it's a dog, it has dog-like characteristics. If it's a human, it has human-like characteristics. I thought that was the most disturbing thing I could think of in the Alien franchise, but it turns out I was very wrong, because this show introduced several new creatures that are just as equally terrifying, if not worse. Now, these are not the names they scientifically call them. These are the names that I made up for them. Number one, you have the Plantosaurus. Now, what the Plantosaurus is, it looks like a gigantic egg from like a xenomorph, except for it has this long tentacle that pops out at the end, like xenomorph, like the facehugger fingers. And it attaches to your face and sucks you in, except for we haven't seen what happens. We're assuming it just kills you. So, you know, no alien implantation, it just kills you. Next, we have the ticks. The ticks are these little, well, here's the thing. Ugh. I don't like little wormy things. I don't like things that crawl up in you. I don't like parasites. And if you are squeamish like me, this show is your nightmare. This show is born of your nightmare. So the ticks crawl up on you. They find a nice warm place. They stick to you and they suck the blood out. If you've ever seen that Will Ferrell movie, was it Journey? It's not Journey to Center Earth. That's the one with Brendan Fraser. It's a prehistoric movie with Will Ferrell and damn it, I hope we get it. What is the name of that movie? I think it's Land of the Lost. If it's Land of the Lost, I'm pretty sure it's Land of the Lost. There's a scene where he gets bit by a mosquito, and while he's talking and playing a ukulele or a guitar, it's sucking the blood out of the back of him, and it's getting big, and everybody's like, ah, because his face is turning gray as it's sucking a huge amount of blood out of him. That's what these ticks do. you're dead within minutes of them attaching to you, and they crawl around on you. And the first scene where we're introduced to them, these two guys are tied up, so they can't really fight back, which made it horrible. Now, these ticks have larvae. The larvae crawl around in your intestines. You know what? I'm not gonna go there because I'm skeeving myself out and I'm feeling dry heaves. So I'm gonna stop there for a second. We'll move on to the next creature. All right. Whew. Now there's another one that it kind of sticks to the ceiling and goes up in there, and they have these little like bird slash reptile slash spider slash creatures, and they throw up acid on you and it melts you. It's pretty disgusting. But out of the creatures that live in nightmares, the eye hugger, as I dubbed it, is the worst. What is an eye hugger? Well, like the face hugger, the eye hugger is this spider-like creature with one eyeball and 8 little eyeballs around it. What does this creature do? Whoever invented this, you are from hell. Lucifer is your boss. I don't know what sane person thought of this, but it's disturbing on every level. So what the eye hugger does is it runs around like a spider till it finds somebody, and it can see and it can think. When it finds you, it jumps up to try to stick its tentacles into your face. Now, while you are alive, you're not dead. It doesn't like the face hugger will at least put you to sleep, feed you oxygen. It's painful for a few seconds. Not the eye hugger. When it jumps on you, its only objective is to pluck out your eyeball while you're alive forcefully, and it's painful. I'm getting a headache just thinking about it. And once it plucks out your eyeball, it crawls into the socket, crawls into the socket and becomes the eye and takes over the host. Now, the most interesting thing about the eye hugger is it has a natural hate for xenomorphs. And that's the first time we've actually been introduced to a creature besides the Yuktals, the predators, that have a natural hate towards xenomorphs. So during the scene where we see the first eye hugger go into a person's eye, a xenomorph comes through the room, and I was expecting them to both work together and kill the humans, but instead the eye hugger attacked the xenomorph. It was immune to its acid. It was immune to everything that it did. And when the xenomorph ripped the person apart, because the host was less than perfect for the eye hugger then jumped at the xenomorph. And this series is not a comedy series. It's not a comedy series at all. But the first time in my entire life I've ever seen a xenomorph freak out is when an eye hugger jumped on its face. Now think about it. We know about the face hugger when it jumps onto somebody's face, that the xenomorphs take you there and they let the thing jump on your face and stick it down your throat, and that just sounds very X-rated. Pause. But I've never seen a xenomorph show fear. And that to me was hilarious. I cracked up laughing when the xenomorph, the eye hugger, jumped on a xenomorph and he freaked out. Like, he literally freaked out. Like, he was rolling around on the ground and hissing and screaming and tossing and turning back and forth. Like, he forgot all about trying to kill someone and was just freaked out over the eye hugger that jumped on it. So it's a creepy crawly that freaks out a xenomorph. That is insane. That is insanity. I kind of want to show it. I'm going to get in trouble. You know what? Maybe I can show a clip. 10-second clip. I want to show you. Hold on. Alright, here's a little bit of the eye hugger fighting the xenomorph. I know, it's insane. Natural enemies. And it bites the xenomorph, clearly knowing that it's full of acid, and it doesn't bother it for some reason. Now here's the scene I was talking about. It jumps on the xenomorph freaks out, runs down the hallway, and he is literally rolling around, freaking out in the hallway. Okay, so you can see I wasn't capping. Now, here's the crazy part. Wendy, for some reason, has some weird kinship with the xenomorph in the beginning. For some reason, it doesn't want to kill her. It actually takes her brother out of the room. Now, xenomorphs leave you in a room for eggs to attach you so it can make more xenomorphs. That's the natural process. But this xenomorph protects her brother from the egg that opens and yanks him out of the room. He then secretes him to the wall so that he can meet Wendy. And for some reason, Wendy and him have a kinship. They don't explain in the beginning what happens, but we find out at the end, in the later episodes, that she has the ability to both hear and speak to them. And not just the xenomorphs, but the egg form of the xenomorph in the facehugger form. The baby that comes out of the chest burster, she also has the ability to hear and understand, which is so intriguing because we've never seen anything like that. Closest we've had was Ripley, and that's because they brought Ripley back with the Queen's DNA in Alien Resurrection, so she was like part xenomorph and part human, which is where I want to think they're leaning towards with Wendy, but I don't know. She definitely has something different in her. But like I said, the series is absolutely amazing, and satisfyingly there are a lot of bloody moments, a lot of creepy moments, and like I said, the fact that we have other parasites besides the facehugger is awesome, because in this universe you can build off of that. And the fact that there would be, because everything in nature has something that attacks it. There's an apex predator, one above all, who everything. I mean, so the xenomorph, besides the predators, the Yuktall or Yuchal, whatever you call them, apparently the eye hugger has a commonality and knows of xenomorphs and of their nature, which is amazing. And also in this series, androids can be infected and attacked by these creatures. We know Bishop did in Aliens 2, but that's because he was in the way. Other than that, with David from like Prometheus and everything like that, when you see those characters, it seems like the xenomorph doesn't see them as human, so it doesn't really have a problem with them, and it doesn't really attack them. Unlike that, these new parasites will attack and kill droids at will. Now, the culmination of this series is I didn't know where it was going to go, and I kept saying, all you guys got to do is stick the landing, and you have my platinum rating. Just stick the landing. And every episode I was waiting for them to drop the ball, and they did not. They did not drop the ball. When we got to the final episode where the tables turned on the humans, I was quite intrigued to see more. And I hear that they're getting multiple seasons. We don't know if that's confirmed yet. But from the level of intrigue, from the level of viewership, and from the perspective of a great series right now, they're getting another season. Definitely another season at best. If they did multiple seasons, I'd be on board to watch all of them based off of what happened in this season. And I'm going to tell you, Alien Earth renewed my faith into streaming and streaming TV series. This series was a lot better than I ever anticipated, and it held my attention every episode from beginning to end. And with each episode being about an hour long, I will say they spoiled us on content. And I love the storytelling. Finally, we have a new world that we can explore in the Alien universe. And I really think that was a great idea. You still show the focal point as the xenomorphs being in there. And I'm hearing sometime in the series you're supposed to have a predator too, which I would love to see. But I love the fact that they're focusing on the species in this world, this extended world of aliens. We already know the facehuggers. We already know xenomorphs come in different phrases and different types. But we've never really seen more of the creatures that survive in this world. And Aliens 2, you hear the Colonial Marine say, is this a mission, sir, or a standard bug hunt? And he said a xenomorph is involved. So they know of xenomorphs. So they said bug hunt, which means these Colonial Marines have been out on different missions and they've encountered bugs of these types, which I love, because that lets you know there is a background and a lore steeped in these creatures, and to explore them is just it's disgustingly amazing to actually see them come to life on the screen. And I, for one, when we came down to the last episode, I was thoroughly entertained. Alien Earth, I could binge watch the entire series again and again and again and again. There's just so much there, so much meat there to chew on. Now, people say, well, is it a perfect series? Everybody's going to talk. Everybody's going to have their own preconceived notions. Everybody's going to have their own takeaways and pullbacks and yankbacks. And then you got the authoritarians with their little pens and pencils. Well, actually, the xenomorph. Well, look, if you look at it as just entertainment in the franchise of the Alien universe, actually, I would say the Alien Predator universe, since they're all combined. Actually, if you want to be technical, Predator, Terminator, and Aliens are all together. And if you want to know how the Terminator franchise linked into here, it was in Aliens, the sequel, where Paul Reiser was talking to Bishop at the table at lunch, and they asked about the first AP unit that Ripley fought. It was Ash, and he was her droid who went a little bit crazy, and some fatalities were involved. And he says, well, what model was it? And he said, Hyperdyne Systems Model 101. And he says, oh, the A2s are always a bit twitchy. And then you hear the Hyperdyne, and then literally if you read like the wall panels and certain things in there, Hyperdyne and Cyberdyne are actual companies in this universe. Which is amazing, because then you start to understand the augmentation of AI and the robots, and it spans into 3 different directions. So we do know Earth was pretty much destroyed, and the machines were probably the ones that took over Earth. But in space and New Earth, humans still continued. And now you have aliens, you have predators, you have Terminators and androids. And I like the fact that it's like a Marvel MCU for creatures. And you can literally pull from any one of them. I wouldn't like to see a Terminator franchise pulled in, because they were just basically trying to wipe out humans and extinct humans on Earth. I do like the Predator and Alien aspect, and I like to see more of that along with what's happening, because now Yutani has finally made its way to this planet, and the androids have taken over and taken things back with power. She has the ability to speak to the xenomorph and make him attack and murder anybody. They're like, that level of control with xenomorphs is amazing to me. The eye hugger made its way into a human, which we don't know the result of that, because it's intelligent, it can think, but the problem is most of the time it was limited by being inside of lower species. So when it was in the doctor on the ship where you saw it fought the xenomorph, it absorbed some of its knowledge, so it had certain things that it learned. So it was constantly orchestrating things and masterminding things from inside its cage to other creatures and people. And I just want to say Timothy Olyphant in this, absolutely amazing. Him as the master evil android was awesome. And the droid fight, the cyborg versus the droid fight, bravo, absolutely amazing. That was one for the ages. And the age-old question, which would win? Cyborg, complete droid? Winner was a cyborg, because humans have the ability to adaptive think differently from machines. And that suplex through the machine that broke Timothy's back, whew, that was fucking amazing. That was amazing. I'm sorry. There are so many amazing scenes in this series that, if you guys are wondering what the score is, it's platinum. It's double platinum, triple platinum if I had one. This is a series. This is what TV should always be. It should be this good. It not only is good, it looks good, it sounds good, it feels good. There is a lot of thought, money, and effort that went into Alien Earth. And let me tell you something. If they had put it together and released it in a movie, I would have watched it just the same. But the fact that it's television makes it much easier. It is an FX series and Hulu series. You can find it on Disney Plus, since Disney Plus acquired Hulu. So there's a bunch of different ways to watch it. I will say, I wouldn't eat and watch it at the same time, because there is a lot of disgusting things that happen. If you're squeamish around creepy crawlies, I wouldn't recommend it. But I will say, for what it is and what it has, bravo. Absolutely bravo. This is easily my most favorite TV series of 2025. Easily. I would say this series is probably the best streaming series I've seen in a very long time. Now, having said that, there isn't much to watch on stream or television anymore. Like, this is new frontiers based in older lore, and I love it. I absolutely love it. I was drawn to it. I love it. I watched every episode. I have every episode. Alien Earth, to me, it's one of a kind, and I highly recommend it. Watch it, stream it, binge it. It's worth your time and effort. And since we're in the month of Halloween and there's 31 days, if you're having a Halloween party, if you're having a marathon, if you're having just to get together and have a spook fest, Alien Earth definitely needs to be part of your spook fest. It has terror, true terror, fear, disgustingness, and revoltingness in spades, but it's also greatly written. There are characters you're gonna love, there's characters you're gonna hate, there's characters you'll gravitate to, and the main stars, phenomenal. So Alien Earth, did you see it? Will you see it? Hope you see it. You have to see it. Alien Earth is spooktacular. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and the 31 days of Halloween have officially started. Stay tuned to the channel, because we got a lot of horror coming for you, a lot of horrific things coming for you. Never know where we're going to come from, how we're going to come from, but we are here. Thank you for joining me here today on 24K Movies and Reviews, and please check out Alien Earth. I'm going to go play with my Xenomorph and my face hugger. I'm going to play with my Xenomorph here, my face hugger, my chest burster, and the egg. Like, I'm going to have some fun with my NECA figures, because, like I said, I just got finished watching Alien Earth, and I am giddy with joy. Like, I love this. This is what needs to be done on television on a more consistent basis. This is streaming. Now, I wish they had given us all the episodes at once so I could binge watching them, because I hate waiting week to week to week to week because we're back to television. But in this case, the juice was worth the squeeze, definitely. So I will see you guys next time here from 24K Movies, TV shows, and video game reviews. See Alien Earth. There should be one word on your tongue. Alien Earth. Well, it's two words, but you know what I mean. I'll see you guys next time.